Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now I'm here to talk to you guys about Toy Story 5. That's right, the latest Toy Story sequel in the Toy Story series. You had Toy Story, of course, Toy Story 2, 3, 4, 5, and you had the rest of the Toy Story. You had Toy Story shorts, Small Fry, Bath Town, the one with the Partysaurus Rex, and you had gosh, there was one more. Hawaiian Vacation, and then you had the Toy Story of Terror, Toy Story That Time Forgot. Those are Christmas specials and the Halloween special. Like the Toy Story universe is expansive. Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there. I know that just like came to mind. But yeah, Toy Story universe is expansive, and we now have the latest theatrical outing with the Toy Story gang, Toy Story 5. So the question is, though, was it good? Right? Is it something that needed to be made? Right? Is it something that lives up to that maybe even takes it back to the original trilogy? Since so many people think that Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are like, really good and like the top of the franchise, and then 4 wasn't really received very well by a lot of people, but it still scored high on Rotten Tomatoes and everything like that. But like a lot of people didn't really just like really vibe with a lot of it. They didn't think it was as great. That's when people start questioning if we still needed to make these movies. So it's like, does 5 kind of like quell that fear? Does it kind of answer the question, do we need more Toy Story after this? Well, that's what I'm here to talk to y'all about. I know it's a long intro, right? But before I get into it, I want to remind you guys, go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe if you're not subscribed, follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Make sure you check out all the sites down there in the ticker below. And BrickWall Anime is also back on Facebook, so make sure y'all check those out. Say enjoy her anime reviews, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. So Toy Story 5, this has all the returning cast outside of the ones who passed away, which the side characters don't really get too much to do anyway, so there's really no point to kind of emphasize them. But mainly you have Woody, Buzz, Jesse, voiced by Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, and Joanne Cusack, respectively. And they are going up against a tablet, the new antagonist, an antagonist being a tablet. Who now? This is the part where I do need to look at my notes. I know y'all see me looking. Let's see. So we're gonna go through the voice cast. Greta Lee plays Lily Pad, aka Lily, who is the new tablet that Bonnie gets. We'll get into why she has that tablet shortly. No spoilers in this either. No spoilers, but I will give very light plot details just so you can have an idea. Let's see. Scarlett Spears is Bonnie, taking over from the previous voice actress, Madeline McGraw, who voiced Bonnie in the third and fourth movies, which explains why she sounded a little different. You got Shelby Rabara as Snappy, who is an excitable toy camera. Michael Michelle Harris as Blaze, who's another girl in the movie that I'll touch lightly on. Craig Robinson as Atlas, who's a GPS hippo toy. Chris Marshall is Blaze's mom. Alan Cumming, I won't spoil who he voices, but because if you haven't heard it yet, I'm not even going to go into it. But I just want you to be pleasantly surprised by this character that has speaking lines. I just want you to be surprised by it. That's pretty much it. That's in the main cast. So the film kind of starts. So, and one of the things that's interesting about this movie too is that this is Jesse's story. Jessie, of course, being the cowgirl that was introduced in Toy Story 2 as part of the original play set for Woody and his Roundup gang. Jessie has her traumatic backstory that was played accompanied by the wonderful song When Somebody Loved Me. Everything was beautiful. Every hour we spent together. When she loved me. Hold on, I'm about to give y'all a musical. Y'all get a lot of these musicals lately, but I started singing the song, so I gotta finish it. And y'all know what part. If y'all really fuck with Toy Story 2, like y'all say y'all do, y'all know what part I'm about to sing. Okay, based off what I already sang, y'all know what part is coming next, and y'all know I can't leave that part hanging. So, me. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait, hold on. Excuse me. That was my warm up. Through the summer and the fall. No, I don't know the words. Okay, guys. When she loved me. Doom, 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 doom. All right, y'all got enough from y'all. I embarrassed myself enough on this damn internet. Subscribe, okay? Subscribe. Jeez. Anyway, but that particular plot point of Jessie, which is like the pivotal character trait of her, well, not trait, but one of the biggest pieces about her character is that she was abandoned by her previous owner named Emily. And her and Emily, that was like Woody and Andy almost, and that's what really connected Woody and Jessie in the second movie. And you see that, and it's even why back in Toy Story 4, when Woody dipped off, why he made Jessie the sheriff, because they know what it's like to be with a kid, and Jessie knows what it's like to have an owner that you love, that you care about, and then just be abandoned. So she has like a lot of claustrophobia and stuff like that. This is all stuff that's been explained in other Toy Story media too. So it's really cool how you get these types of moments to understand these characters differently. But I will say all that plays into Jessie, and Jessie kind of is the main protagonist of this film. She's the main character, and it's very fitting. That's something that I really did like too, because you've had the other Toy Story movies, be about Woody and Buzz. Still Woody's practically been the main character in all these movies, honestly. Now that I think about it, Woody has been the main character in all of the movies thus far. So with this one, switching the point of view up, and giving the spotlight to a different character, I feel like definitely helped this movie out a lot. It kind of makes me wonder what kind of stories they can tell if they put the spotlight on other characters. Like, I know we had a whole Lightyear movie and the Buzz Lightyear Star Command movie, but it would be very nice to see a mainline canonized, Toy Story movie that explores something about Buzz Lightyear that we, as the toy, Buzz Lightyear as the toy, that maybe we don't get to, or maybe never thought about exploring with him. Because what works so well about this with Jessie is that we have all this information about her. We know that she's claustrophobic, and that was dropped in the Toy Story of Terror. That's the one where they was really focused on her claustrophobia and everything, and how she got over it. We know that, again, like I said, one of her defining pieces of her character is her relationship with Emily, and how she was abandoned, how she has abandonment issues, and it has a fear of being abandoned, rather. And so when you really give more depth to her as a character, one of the things I found even more entertaining than just being able to dive deeper into her already established character, character traits and whatnot, but I like seeing that. I didn't realize until I seen this movie how I guess rough Jessie is. Jessie's a brawler. She's rough. She's tough. Like, she doesn't take a lot of nonsense. She's very short-tempered. And at first, kind of seeing some of these character traits burst through was kind of jarring, because I'm like, okay, they're establishing this. Like, it's always been known that Jessie had a short temper, was hot-headed. Like, I was like, I don't necessarily remember that being the big thing about Toy Story 2, but in terms of her character. But seeing it and then realizing, like, oh, wait, like, because it took me a while to actually really realize that. I was like, oh, wait, this movie is about Jessie. Oh, this is told from Jessie's point of view. And it got to a certain point. All right, so basically what it is and how they encounter the tablet is that Bonnie, the new owner of the toys, she wants to, she's like the only kid that still plays with her toys, because all the other kids have tablets, which is pretty much mirroring today's society. Like our kids don't have toys. They don't walk around with toys like people in my age group used to. Like we used to go out the house and have the toys with us. Like, we got our favorite action figures, our favorite, our favorite, with the stuffed animals and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we had all that stuff with us when we left, and we were always playing with those toys anywhere we went. Well, now it's about tablets. And if a kid sees another kid with the tablet, much like what happened in this movie, it's like they start to tease that kid. They bully them. You know what I'm saying? They're made fun of. And so that's the situation Bonnie finds herself in. And so her parents get her a tablet so that she can be able to connect better with the other kids. And when she gets this tablet, she does what all kids do when they get a tablet, became completely zombified. The tablet was the life. 24/7 tablet. So, and that's what she was doing. And the problem with that is the toys aren't being played with. So now the toys are just feeling obsolete. And the thing about this is, right, not to really dive too much into the plot of the movie, but this isn't just like a problem that sticks in sticks in the confines of just the Toy Story gang. This is a nationwide, worldwide, however you want to cut it. This is a problem for all toys everywhere. All toys everywhere are like losing their shit because it's like, yo, kids don't play with us anymore. It's all about technology. We're done for. We're dead. We're through. We're finished. It's no more us, right? And that freaks the toys out. And you kind of see how that has an effect. And it even goes back into the main toy gang where Jesse's like, nah, like this ain't it. Like we're gonna fight. We're gonna push forward. Like we're gonna be the better option for Bonnie. And even if we're not, we're gonna get that one last play. We're gonna get those moments. You know what I'm saying with her. But it's just it becomes kind of the toys trying to what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say self-perseverance, but I guess that is the term I'm looking for, right? The toys are trying to protect their status, right? They're trying to, they're trying to still be utilized. They're trying to still feel important. So that leads to, obviously we see in the trailers and everything, conflict between the tablet and Jessie, and that leads Jessie in her story. That's because her story kind of really comes into form. Like the movie kind of reveals that it's more so Jessie's story, like pretty early on. So, and I keep harping on that because I'm actually I was very surprised and very pleased with the fact that this movie did focus on Jessie, because that's a character that we didn't really see too much of. Like she was in the gang and she had her moments and everything like that. Cool. But it's like, to really focus on her and tell the story from her point of view, I really thought it was wonderful. I do. And I love that. So I'm going to try to move on now. So moving on. So Jessie ends up in, I don't even want to tell you the crazy ass adventure, but she ends up riding a real life horse. She gets involved with another kid. It's just so many cool things that happen in this movie. And I guess that kind of brings me to one of the other things that I really like about this movie is that this adventures out and does things differently than any other Toy Story movie has done before. The toys have ventured outside the house. The toys have ventured through the neighborhood. The toys have had these adventures outside of the playroom, outside of the play area. They've had that. We've seen that. But it was something about the way it was presented and the way it came about, because Jessie ends up in a very unique place, like a location wise. And it's like, wow. And then just having to see her just work her way around, surviving out there, right? And then teaming up with other toys, right? And then actually seeing her, because she teams up with a group of toys. I mentioned the camera, the hippo, and then Conan O'Brien is also in this as a toy that was made to kind of encourage potty time. For little kids. And they're all toys that have tech in them, like technology and whatnot. And Jessie meets these toys, and it's just like it's very interesting the way that she interacts, and just the way that this is really roping it back into me seeing being so amazed by this movie for having Jessie as the main character. But it was nice to see this from someone else's point of view, and it was nice that it was a character that I've always been a fan of. I've always enjoyed, like, I love Toy Story Terror because, like, it's about Jessie, and it being about Jessie was one of the best parts about it, outside of seeing the toys, you know, after so long, and then just seeing them in a product on TV at that. But no, it was fun, and I really did like that. And Jessie's, like I said, Jessie's a character that I absolutely enjoy in the Toy Story movies. I absolutely enjoy Jessie. And I even think when I watched Toy Story 4, I was like, man, I wish Jessie had a little bit more to do. And I just love that she has so much. Like, I love this movie is focused on her. It does. It brings out a lot of cool stuff in the characters, and it actually helps justify the return of Woody. So I know a lot of people have been wondering how Woody comes back in this movie. Well, Woody is pretty much, Jessie contacts him. Jessie contacts him. You see it in the trailer. She's talking through a walkie-talkie, talking to Woody. It's in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling it. But that's how she's getting in touch with him. And she practically, there's this communication that leads to Woody thinking that Jessie actually needs help. So he goes back to Bonnie's room to help out with the tablet situation. And, you know, once Jessie ends up on her grand adventure, Woody is just there with Buzz trying to, you know, figure out where Jessie is and trying to help Bonnie out still and everything like that. So there's plenty of things. They don't like rely on it being, oh, Woody's back and Woody's with the gang again. No, they put him into the B plot, which is a pretty damn good B plot, if I do say so myself, because it focuses on, and this, oh my gosh, I was so scared going into this with Buzz Lightyear. I know I just jumped all over the place, but this just made me think, because this is actually part of the B plot. Like, well, I guess Buzz would be the B plot, and Woody would, well, Buzz and Woody, I'm going to count them as the B plot, because their story's kind of like intertwined. It's nothing like exclusive. Only Buzz has the thing that's exclusive to him. Woody doesn't really, Woody's there to help. But anyway, yeah. So in Toy Story 4, one of the things I did not like is that they made Buzz such a fucking idiot. Like, they just like dialed down his intelligence for some reason, right? And with the whole like inner voice thing, right? Like, I was like, doesn't make sense, Buzz. You've been a toy for like mad long. You've been a toy for mad long. Why did the buttons that you push that say your catchphrases as a toy suddenly surprise you? I don't know. That's for another day. But I hated that subplot. I hated that. And with this one, and I hated that they made him dumb. With this one, they don't make, he's actually, his plot makes sense. His plot makes a lot of sense. Like, he, you know, we all know this from previous movies that he has a thing for Jessie, he has a crush on her. And this one, they kind of rom-com it up a little bit, but it's fine because it's not bad. And Buzz isn't left being like a dwindling idiot. Like, he's still intelligent. He's back to being cool, and it's back to enjoying him. And I think in having Woody not be a main part of the story and just having his story tied to just like, you know, both of them being deputy, both of them wanting to help Jessie out. Woody wanting to do it because that's his friend. Buzz wanting to do it because, you know, Jessie's not just his friend, that's his love interest. And so you have those two just, you know, although they want to reach the same goal, they have different motivations, but just to have Woody and Buzz together again and not be at the spotlight, it gives the moments that they have together, it makes them a lot stronger. I took a long time to get there because I was trying to figure out how to land that plane, but that's what I want to say. But Woody and Buzz's dynamic and their character moments, their on-screen presence, I enjoyed it. I thought it was way better. Because in 4, you didn't really see them together that much. 3, you didn't see them together that much. 2, you didn't see them together at all. Not really. Like 1 is like the most you saw them together in the Toy Story movies. Really, go watch the rest of them. 2, they were barely together outside of the beginning because Woody was, you know, separated. And 3, Woody went off on his own and said, yo, fuck this whole Lotso shit. And then the rest of the toys got cut off with that. But Woody and Buzz didn't really share that much screen time. I'm serious. Go watch it. And then in 4, come on, like 4 was probably the most they were on screen together, but they weren't like really like they weren't interacting with each other that much. And go watch it and you'll see what I mean. But with this one, it's like when they were together, they were like playing off of each other. They were talking to each other. They were having that a dynamic that really did mirror the first Toy Story in a way. So I did like that they did that. So Woody being back, it's not just like a cash grab thing. It's not just like they were afraid to tell the story about Woody. It's they brought him back and then they used them in a way that gives you the Woody and Buzz dynamic, and it doesn't make Woody the star. It doesn't make Woody the star. It makes him just a secondary character. And I love that so much because as fun as the Toy Story movies are with Woody and Buzz, and as fun as it is to see them on screen, as fun as it is to see Woody, as fun as it is to see Buzz, seeing Jesse get the spotlight just works. Like I said before, it's my favorite fucking thing about this movie. Let's see, what else? I want to move this along. So a lot, and that all, like I said, all this, like it's just so much to love about this movie. It does things with the toys. There's an army of Buzz Lightyears. It's like these high-tech versions of them, and it's very interesting, that subplot, because the movie with that, the movie has a lot of fun with that actually. Because there's one point where these Buzz Lightyears is about to go small soldiers on a motherfucker. Like I was like, yo, they about to go beat the shit out of somebody. But I just watched the movie for yourself. I've already said too much. But the army of Buzz Lightyears might just be your favorite part because it's so out there, but it's fun. It's a fun thing to watch with it. With Jesse, you also get Bullseye. I forgot to talk about Bullseye. Just as fun as Jesse is to watch spearhead this movie, it is downright adorable to see fucking Bullseye, bro. Like it's just really fun to see like Bullseye and Jesse are like, and often I think we forget that. I think we always associate Bullseye with being so tight with Woody because of how things have gone, after Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. But Bullseye was right by Woody's side, always ready to vomit. It's always ride with the wind, Bullseye. It's always that dynamic there. We forget that Bullseye and Jesse was road dogs. They was in what's the dude's name? The Al. They was in Al's apartment for Matt Long together. Like it's Jesse and Bullseye. And I love this movie gives us more of the Jesse and Bullseye dynamic because, oh my gosh, it's just beautiful to see that. Because Bullseye, whether he's with if they did like a story focused on Buzz and put Bullseye with Buzz, I'll fuck with it. Because Bullseye, come on, Bullseye 10 hooves down, bro. He only got 4. Bullseye 10 hooves down, my brother. Bullseye is a loyal dude, for real. Bullseye loyal as hell. Bullseye loyal as hell. And he'll tell you when you're wrong. I just gotta say it like that. Like, I love that. I love that so much about this movie. Let me think. Is there anything else? Because I do want to wrap this up. Let's see. I mean, the movie, like I said, it's a good movie. It is good, and there's a lot of things that I like about this movie. A lot of things that I like about this movie. So much so that when people have asked me about this movie, when people have asked for my opinion and stuff, I tell everybody, and I've been saying this, that Toy Story 5 is a better Toy Story 4 than Toy Story 4 was. But that said, with as much things as I like what they did with the story, the animation is always good. We're going to talk about that. The character dynamics and what the message behind this was, and how you get to, how you get from point A to point B, and just how the story's laid out and stuff like that. There are moments where it is a little dry, where there's not too much going on, and it kind of drags. There is a point in the movie, like even because I went with my kids, obviously. Not obviously, but I love to take my babies places, so don't play with me. But there, and I even did talk to my kids about it. I was like, what? I was like, it was a part where it was a little slow. I was like, did you notice that? And my oldest, she was like, yeah, I noticed. She was like, it did get a little slow at one part. And I mean, it does. Whereas Toy Story 4, it was funny to me, right? It had a lot of comedy in there. it was kind of fast paced. It didn't feel like it dragged anywhere. It just felt like it was a very keep the train moving movie. Not like it was like flashing, but I don't remember feeling bored watching that. This one I was feeling like, okay, maybe this ain't really what it is. Like maybe this ain't really as good as I thought it was going to be. Like it does kind of slow down a bit. And it's not like it's not telling the story, but it's just like I would have wanted more humor, I guess, or just something just was missing. Maybe it needed more jokes in those areas, or maybe it just needed like a little pizzazz somewhere, or something else happening besides just feeling like nothing was happening. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, it just kind of dries up. It just kind of dries up a bit. But the last half of this movie, I will say, is the most enjoyable because you get this amazing sequence with those Buzz Lightyears, and you get a lovely line of callbacks to not just the second film, but the first film. And I mean, there was one callback that if I wasn't holding the popcorn in my hand, I might have actually, like, my hands, I would have clapped a lot louder. Let me just put it like that. There was such in the moment surrounding that, and then like, oh my gosh, like I'm not gonna tell you. I can't tell y'all. I gotta move on because I can't tell y'all. But it was, to me, that was a chef's kiss of a moment. I loved that callback. So it was like the best callback in the entire series, and that's why I say this one was a better 4 than Toy Story 4 was. Like, because this movie connects a lot to Toy Story 2, and they do a good bit of callbacks to Toy Story 2, but it's the one they did to Toy Story 1 that was chef's motherfucking kiss. But yeah, it's definitely celebrates the franchise a good bit. I was talking about the last bit of the movie. It is the most entertaining bit of the movie. I will say that. The jokes hit a lot harder. There's a lot more. The movie kind of picks up its pace and becomes kind of rapid fire, and that's what kind of like picks the energy back up in the last half of it. But without that third act there, that third act had to be like as lively as it was, because they would not have been able to stick the landing that they stuck. But everything kind of like, it's a few pieces preceding that third act were a little dry. Like in the second act, it did kind of slow down a good bit. But I mean, there were entertaining moments, but like nothing that really hit hard like the third act. So there's that. But other than that, I thought the movie was swell. But it's just, I like Toy Story 4 more than this one. But this movie serves as a better Toy Story 4. This is what should have been Toy Story 4. If something like this should have been Toy Story 4, because it just serves the franchise better, in my opinion, if that makes sense. Like, but Toy Story 4, to me, as a movie, is a better movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, Toy Story 4, to me, is a better movie than Toy Story 5. But Toy Story 5 is a better... Toy Story 5 could have been a really good Toy Story 4. Honestly. So, I don't know if that makes sense to you. Then it does. If not, I'm sorry. That's just the best way I can explain it. But overall, this movie, in typical Toy Story fashion, scores well beyond 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Matter of fact, it sits at, oh, wow, you're not going to tell me? Huh? Not going to tell me? Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see. Rotten Tomatoes. What's we got? Oh, it's the first time it just doesn't pop up somewhere, right? It's crazy. Okay, so currently it's sitting at a 93% Rotten Tomatoes, which is like the lowest of the Toy Story movies, but all of them have been above 90, so I ain't even mad at it. Me personally, though, I give this movie, I give it a 4.9 out of 5 stars. I say that because, like I said, 4.9 out of 5 stars. Because, like I said, it does slow down in the middle. It does kind of, it does slow down. And if not for that slowdown, I would have liked it more. But everything else was fantastic. Everything else was great. I loved it. The play sequences where Bonnie was imagining the playtime with the toys and stuff like that. Those were beautifully animated. I love those. I agree with people. I would definitely like to watch an entire Toy Story movie or an entire Toy Story short animated like that. I think it'll be really fun. The message behind this was amazing. The story with Bonnie's story really almost brought some tears to my eyes, as well as with Jesse. Yeah, it was just good. It was really good. So 4.9 out of 5 stars I give this movie. Toy Story 5. Check it out. Now playing in theaters. Make sure you check it out. Take your family, take your friends, take your loved ones. Hell, take yourself. It was a lot of adults in there when I went to go see it. A lot of adults by themselves on dates and everything. So this is a movie for everybody, okay? Don't just think, oh, it's a kid movie. I should go in there with a kid. Oh, I probably look really weird going in there as a grown-up to see Toy Story. You're a fucking adult, okay? If you want to go see an animated movie in theaters, by all means, go. Who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? You're going to watch entertainment. You want to be entertained by what you want to be entertained by, okay? Because at the end of the day, listen, you saw a dope movie, right? It don't matter if you're the only adult in the theater and there's like 40 kids and like other families in there, like no, just one adult. It don't matter. Like if you want to see an animated movie, see an animated movie. You want to see a drama, see a drama. Want to see a romance, see a romance. Whatever movie you want to see at the theater, you're paying for it. It's your money. It's your treat to yourself. Treat yourself however you feel fit. Don't worry about what the world says. That's with everything. My words of encouragement for the day. But if you enjoyed this review, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you already subscribed. Follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. Remember, BrickWall Anime is back over on Facebook every week. And until then, well, not until then. Until next time, y'all, continue to stay tuned to the channel. Got a lot of reviews left. But dang it, I already said until next time. Well, see you guys soon. Be easy. I'm so professional. But all right, I'm out of here, y'all. Be easy. Stay breezy. Peace. Remember, you got a friend in me. All right, peace.